She made me sound really good, huh? All right, so the bad news is I'm really not talking about shoes. I'm sorry, okay? But what I can say about shoes is I don't think any of us have this goal of getting older and wearing those big, ugly, like orthopedic shoes and looking really dated. I don't think any of us have that in mind, but it happens. And technology is similar in that you either like technology and are considered a techie person or you don't like it at all. But either way, at one point, you get the feeling like you can't keep up. And that's where we're at right now, is the digital revolution. There's a lot of attention to mobile, the mobile mind shift. Everything is going mobile. And I just want to talk a little bit about that and how we can be prepared. I'm going to share this video that I think puts it into perspective of how big mobile is becoming. And trying to stay.
Hey, they're saying that this phone's going to be like a precious jewel.
Ooh, I love that.
The headphone jack is going to be on the bottom.
I heard the connector is all digital.
What?
What does that even mean?
Who knows? I'm psyched.
All I'm saying is that they should have a priority line for people who've waited 5 times.
I heard you have to have an adapter to use the dock on the new one.
Yeah, but they make the coolest adapters.
Welcome back.
It's the Galaxy S3 didn't work out.
No, I love the GS3. It's extremely awesome. I'm just saving a spot in line for someone.
That's not cool.
Yeah, man.
This year, we're finally getting everything that we didn't get last year.
Yeah.
The big screen.
True 4G.
Yep.
What is that?
Hey, what'd you just do?
Oh, I just sent him a playlist.
By touching phones?
Yep. Simple as that.
It's the Galaxy S3.
Hey, Mom, Dad.
Oh, thanks for holding our spot.
Hey, man.
Oh, hey.
How's it going?
Saved you a spot.
I moved on.
But you're not gonna miss all this?
I got the Samsung GS3 now. Is that a Samsung?
That's a new Samsung. It is. It's pretty cool.
But I kind of like it.
This one's 4G.
Yeah, we've had that for a while.
This one's got a big screen.
This one has a bigger one. And we can share videos instantly. You can watch a video while you're sending an email.
But we're gonna get that, for sure. Maybe not this time, but the next time, right?
The next big thing.
So I really like this because it really shows like what you think is new and trendy right now is not, like next week or next month. And Samsung and Apple really have this, battle going back and forth about who really has the next best thing. And I read a good article from foreststore.com, and he really is working on trying to educate businesses about how important it is to pay attention to this mobile revolution. He calls it the mobile mind shift. And here's some interesting statistics. So on average, a consumer checks their cell phone 150 times a day. So that's pretty big. And that's a big reason why our businesses should start setting aside some budget for mobile marketing, especially if you're not already doing it. A couple other statistics. 90% of the time, mobile users open text messages within seconds of receiving them. It's very different, I would say, from emails. And Google showed a study that 79% of smartphone owners use their devices to buy products and services. 2013, there's $182 billion spent, services, items purchased through a mobile phone, and that's expected to grow to $707 billion by 2018. So, some of the marketing trends for 2015, all based on mobile. And you guys already know this stuff. I mean, I know you've already seen it implemented in several, big businesses, but there's going to be even a bigger push next year. And push notifications and apps. That's going to be a biggie. Text messaging, video marketing, and the social media paid ads. I don't know how many of you guys are already doing, that's the Facebook paid ads and all of that. But basically they're saying that Facebook is going to make your ads even less visible in the next year or so if they're not paid ads. Then in April they released the video the video marketing, which they're encouraging you guys to do these clips, 30-second clips. It's kind of like mini commercials, and then paid to get them out there, because they're really noticing a lot of consumers that are engaging with the videos. So they're trying to make some money off of that, and you'll be seeing a big push for that. We use Epic Productions, and we're starting to get some videos for us, and they're working out really great. I would encourage for you guys to find somebody that could make some really nice videos for you guys, and you can use them, you know, via Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. You know, they all have different lengths of time that you could show the video, but those are some of your biggies. I'm going to go into detail a little bit more about them, but let's look at the mobile website design, because if we're going to do a big push on mobile marketing, we got to make sure that our mobile websites are ready to go. And I did a little study on us. Where's Dave Tonneson? I did our little study on everybody that's here, and what I did is I grabbed a bunch of devices. I grabbed a Samsung, I grabbed a Apple product, I've got those Amazon readers, and I literally looked up all your businesses on every single device. And guess what I found? About 67% of the time, I couldn't look up your websites. So it was either really distorted, or I kept getting some sort of error message. It just wasn't clean across the board. And I couldn't find the option to like register for a class a lot of the times. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are already offering website registration. I think I looked it up and it was about, the number has grown over some time. I think it was about 70% that you're offering it, but I couldn't find it on the mobile. It was really, you were either not doing it, or it was very hidden in the device. So basically what consumers expect is they want a fast load time. They don't want to get on the device and it's taking forever to load. They want an option to buy. They want visible contact info and maps. They want the option to auto sync, so if they book something, that it syncs into their calendar. They want it thumb friendly and easy navigation. So if you're having to scroll sideways, that's not considered user friendly. Or if you have an agreement that somebody has to, you know, push the radio dial and they have to zoom in to like get it to click, that's not considered user friendly. And then they want share options. Consumers nowadays, they want to share. They want to tell their friends when they find a good deal or when they find a good place. And a lot of our businesses aren't currently using the share options on all our content on our website. So share options. And then the biggest thing is they want quality content. The one thing that I wanted to share also about the mobile websites, because I'm going to talk a little bit about SEO later, is that little icon on the left. Google is now targeting businesses that don't have mobile friendly websites, and they're putting that icon on there so the consumer knows, watch out, this is not going to be good. So here's kind of what you can look at. You want your website to work on a desktop, and then if somebody gets a reader or an iPad or a tablet, it needs to minimize and fit into that. Now, there's a ton of different website design options. There's responsive, there's adaptive, and I don't have all the time to go into the details of it, but I really recommend that you guys talk to your website designers and get a really good explanation of each one of them. Basically, the goal is you want it to work on every device, because the technology is going to keep coming out. The options are going to continue to come out. The screen sizes are going to get bigger. I don't know if they'll go back to getting smaller. I really don't know. But really the goal is you just tell them that you want it to work across the board, and you want it to be user friendly, and you should be good. And the other thing I found is that Google actually says that they like responsive websites. So if you want to get up there with Google, I would probably recommend a responsive website. All right, so 75% of our attendees, like I said, don't have fully optimized websites, and 79% of mobile searches for local businesses result in a purchase. So we're missing out here on some potential income and new customers if our websites are not up to par. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about mobile applications. Let me get here. I lost my... So mobile applications, we just launched our mobile application, and there's so many options of mobile applications. The analytics for them are really, really great, and I would really recommend at least going out there, getting some information. I think there was 90% of us here still didn't have mobile applications, so we don't have the option of doing the push notifications, you know, and look at the statistic. Consumers are spending more time on apps than they're spending time on TV. And then 70% of customers who enable push notifications consider the messages that they receive valuable. So with the apps, again, the customers do want the option to buy. They want it to be simplified. You don't have to show everything that you have on your website, but you got to figure out a way that you're going to be able to relate to the customer and use it to your advantage. That's really what it's about. So like for Cal Elite, we have our annual shows, and we ask parents to get a nude leotard. Well, they forget all the time, and we hand out flyers, and then they don't read them because they're on their phone, or we have posters on the wall and they don't look at them because they're on their phone or their tablets or whatever. So the really neat thing about the app is we're going to be able to recognize when they're in the facility, and we'll be able to send them a little notification like, don't forget to pick up your tickets, don't forget to pick up your nude Leo. Now, yeah, the thing with the mobile apps is, yes, you know, they have to opt in. They have to download it, and yes, they have to agree to the push notifications, but the millennials are really into this. And what you have to understand is that your customer base is going from Generation X and Y, eventually to Z. So even though it might not be something that you are doing right now, it's what is it that your customers are doing. They're the ones that should control your business in that regard. So mobile applications, again, they share options, videos, that sorts of stuff, things that engage with them. They're really gonna enjoy that. If you're gonna get a mobile application and just have, you know, your map, maybe some contact info, chances are people are probably not gonna engage with it very much. The goal is that you want to make it easy for them. I did a study for us before we got our mobile app, and I asked around. I asked our moms, what is it that, would you download an app? What do you want? First thing they said, I want to be able to book a makeup. Because I want to do it when I'm sitting right here and I don't want to go and wait in line, or I don't want to leave, you know, my kid. So they wanted to book a makeup. They wanted to get notifications like if we were having any specials. And they wanted access to any of the evaluations. So that was another thing. Easy, if I can pull up my kid's account, see how they're doing, boom, ready to go. So I found that really interesting that they said that they wanted it, and that as long as that we weren't sending them like, don't forget, we offer gymnastics, don't forget, that they were very willing and happy to to download the app if it was going to be useful to them. So the next thing I want to talk about is NFC and EMV payments. So you guys all know with the release of the iPhone 6 that there's a lot of talk about Apple Pay, oh my God, so exciting, Apple Pay. So how many of you guys are considering offering Apple Pay or are doing it? No, we got one back here. There's not a lot of research out there yet. I think people are waiting around to see what's going to happen. Are the millennials going to like drive this? Samsung's been offering this for a while and it didn't take off. So what I would recommend is put your front desk on alert. You know, like I said, your customer base is going to be changing. So you are going to have more of the millennials coming in that they thrive on the technology. They rely on it for everything. So it could be that, you know, in the next year or so, you'll start seeing a shift that people are going to start coming up to the desk and saying, well, can I just pay with my phone? For us, I don't know how many times a day mom comes up and wants to buy a cookie or this or that or register for something. Oh, I left my purse in the car. And yeah, we have their account. Most of our customers, we have their credit cards on file, but I can clearly see at our place that shift eventually of people saying, can I just pay you with my, can I just pay you with my phone? So I would have your front desk on alert. I wouldn't, go crazy and invest in the technology quite yet. Just keep them on alert, and your customers will tell you when it's time to do it. The bigger thing that I wanted to talk about was the EMV technology, because you're already seeing that in your credit cards, your debit cards. It's that little chip, and due to the fraud with Target and Neiman Marcus and Home Depot, the U.S. is really trying to push for that to go into effect sooner, I think, than they expected to. So for October of 2015, our businesses need to be EMV ready. So you got to talk to your credit card processing company, ask them, is your credit card reader ready for this? And if it's not, you'll still be able to take, the regular cards and do the swipe thing, but the banks are really pushing for you guys to do it. So what they're going to do is, if you're not ready with the EMV technology and there's some fraud in your business, guess who's going to be responsible now? You. They're going to transfer it over to you guys. So that's kind of their incentive to get you going and saying, okay, you got to get the stuff ready in your business. So talk to your credit card companies and, see what they say, if they're ready to get you all set up. Some of the machines could go $300 to $600. It depends on what company you're with. Sometimes they send them for free. The neat thing about the EMV is that most of them are going to come ready with the Apple Pay technology or the Google Wallet. So you might at that point be able to offer it both. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about SEO. So a while back, I got a phone call from Lynn, and she said, why did we drop down on the Google page? We were like #1, and we went down 1. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I completely became obsessed with SEO and trying to figure out, well, what the heck is going on? Why are we going down? Is it because somebody posted an ad? What is it? And I found out a lot about Google. And so I want to share some of that with you. All right, so how pandas, penguins, hummingbirds, pigeons are affecting your business. So Google rolls out about 500 to 600 updates on their algorithm changes a month. 500 to 600. And their goal is to make the Google searchers experience better. So their technology basically is working 24/7, and the rankings could change at any given time. Just because you're #1 right now doesn't mean you're going to be #1 tomorrow. So what I found is it's not that easy. How do you just get at the top of Google, and how do you stay there? They have over 200 ranking factors. So it really becomes a full-time job when you've got 200 things to take into consideration. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Can you just give me some of the more important ones? And here's what I found. So for 2015, Google has said, we are out and about and we are looking at content. We want to see if people Google you, they get into your website, how long are they staying there? If they're getting out very quickly, that means your content's probably not that good, or your website design's not that good, or your mobile website sucks. Sorry. But content is going to be one of the top ranking factors. I think for us, we need to freshen. We're redoing our website actually as we speak. So I'm gonna look into finding. Lynn's great at writing. Pam's great at writing. Like finding people in your business, or sometimes you might have to hire out, and having that section on your website where you're constantly writing content. Not we offer gymnastics, we offer swimming, or why is it important to swim? It's got to be more than that now. You've got to figure out a way to capture their attention. And, you know, I would look at big companies like Samsung and Apple and kind of analyze their commercials, analyze what they're doing, because they're doing something right. And like you looked at the commercial, yeah, they were advertising the phone, but it told a story and it made it interesting and there was some humor to it. So people don't want to always just know how cool you are and how great you are. They want to be engaged. They want to have humor. So content is going to be really huge. Brand mentions. So the latest update does take into account brand mentions even without a link. Before if a website mentioned, oh, Cal Lead's great, and it didn't necessarily have a link, it wasn't necessarily considered in the ranking. It will be now. So that's a good thing for you guys, because you can have somebody out there trying to create relationships with people, and you write about them and they write about you. The goal is to get your business name on somebody else's website, and that's going to help your rankings. YouTube. Well, Google owns YouTube, so it's no surprise, you know, that they made it onto the list. YouTube, if you don't have a YouTube yet, get one. Get funny videos, get interesting videos, get instructional videos, how-to videos, all that sort of stuff. And then do a little research on how to tag and title your videos. That could be a whole nother topic. But there's a lot of really good resources out there on how to get your videos just optimized, like how to get ranked on YouTube. And if you're ranked on YouTube, then you're most likely going to appear in Google. And Google actually reserves a good chunk of space to YouTube videos. So if you can, you know, maximize both of them, get some good videos out there, you have better chances of staying there. And then Google My Business and Google+. So this one's a little tougher. It's a little, I mean, I know Google Business, I know Google+, but what I found it interesting is that, again, I kind of went out and just want to see, is it just us? Like, because we really weren't using it. We're not. We were just totally into Facebook and Instagram and all of that. And then when I found out that Google's really taking, you know, Google Plus into consideration, I'm like, oh, okay. So as I'm doing my research and I'm kind of wanting to see what everybody else is doing, I was like, oh my goodness, 97% of us here are not interacting with our Google Plus page. Okay, but yeah, it's a lot of work. But here's what I found. Of the 97%, we combined, we had 7.5 million hits on our pages. And those were missed opportunities. So people looked us up, they clicked on Google Plus, and there was nothing there. Just our address and our phone number. Sometimes that's good enough, but 7.5 million hits, who knows if those people went somewhere else? You really don't, you know, it's hard to tell. But that was your opportunity to interact with them before they probably went to your website, before they went to your Facebook. They went to your Google Plus page and there was nothing there. So we're going to get serious with that, and now that we know that they're taking it into consideration, we're going to do that too. Mobile, I already mentioned the importance of mobile. Google is checking the usability of your mobile website. If it's good, boom, you get another boost. Website page updates. If your website is fresh and you're constantly changing your content, they think you're fresh. That's a good thing. That's a plus. And then upload speed. And then real quick, there was quite a bit percentage, I think about 65% of us that still had not gone out there and claimed our business on Google. So if you look yourself up, you'll see on the right-hand side, are you the owner? If it says that, that means you haven't claimed your business. Go out there and claim it. Make sure all your contact information is right, and then do a search on yourself, and you'll see your business pop up on all these different websites. If your address is like a slight bit different, like Ave versus Avenue, or, you know, street versus ST, that does affect your ranking too. It needs to be exact all across the board. No abbreviations. Granted, it's not like number one, but it helps. And there's a couple websites out there that you could, you know, do a quick search and they'll clean it up for you real quick. Okay? Real quick, these are kind of a few of my favorites to monitor your mentions, because mentions, like I said, you know, count. So you can see who's talking about you, who's sharing your content, and then they'll kind of grade you and see how you're doing, and then you know what areas, what weaknesses you have. And you can, Kiss Metrics was kind of one of my favorite ones just because it had, you know, a little bit more. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? I put it here, I don't know why, but elegantthemes.com. If you're going to be looking to redo your website or your mobile website, they have some really cool designs, and they talk about, you know, what's kind of trending, what consumers are attracted to in terms of the design and the layout. And they'll give you some really good ideas. Generation Y. We at a lot of our conferences we talk about the millennials as employees, but I don't think we've really talked about them as our consumer. And, you know, again, like I said earlier, they are now becoming the majority percentage of our consumer. And these moms are on mobile first. They want instant gratification, so you got to provide, you know, mobile, laptop, whatever. They want it off, watch. They want it all. They're very technology driven. They rely on digital word of mouth. So, like I said, they're excited to share. When things go really well, they'll boost you, but when things don't go well, they'll be the first ones to go out there. And, you know, you say word of mouth is, you know, your best friend, or it's the best way to get the word out there. But now it's like, you know, you tell one person and they tell 13 other, whatever that saying is. It's like now they tell one person, it's really, they put it on Facebook, and it's how many people could see that right away. They won't trade convenience or control for savings, meaning they want to be in control. What I found a lot of our, you know, in our industry is find your class, tell us which one you want, and then we'll call you back and book. Granted, I understand, I'm in customer service. I understand the importance of wanting to capture that conversation with them and engage with them. But these guys don't really care, to be honest with you. They want to get on their phone, they want to do it, and they want to move on to the next thing. So you'll have to right now balance that Generation X and the Generation Y. And then the Generation Z is even going to be worse. They're going to be less impatient. They're going to communicate with symbols. And I mean, yes, seriously, there's not a lot of research, but what I did find is that Generation Y has been the most researched generation of all time. And they've spent the most money on marketing to try to like understand them and try to adapt to their mobile and technology driven ways. So it's going to be interesting to see when these Generation Zers become our customers, how our businesses are going to have to adapt to that. And like I said, they're very opinionated and impatient. Okay, the Internet of Things. I'm almost done here, guys. So we are in a connected world, you know. We got the phones, we got the wearables now, we got the refrigerators coming out that have the computers in them and all of that. It's like the new revolution is the Internet of Things. And basically what I'm trying to get across is, like for Lynn, for example, for her, it doesn't work. It did, like the calendar syncing and all of that, that didn't work for Lynn. That worked for Lynn. That didn't work for me. I was missing meetings. I was missing customer appointments. Like, if I don't have it here, here, and here, I'm not showing up. So, great, that works for her. Let's have it. But then let's also do something that works for me and everybody else coming along. We can adapt to a little bit of everything. And technology, now it's so amazing that it's instant. Find somebody in your business. If that's not you, find somebody in your business that's going to drive this for you, that's going to understand it more than you do, because we need to stay ahead of our customer. The customer doesn't want to be ahead of us. So I kind of want to end this with another cool video that I found from Microsoft that kind of puts everything into perspective about being a connected world and starting small. Let's see if this one plays.
When anything is possible, where do you begin?
When trillions of things can be connected, which things should you connect?
Forget the big picture.
Start small.
Because the Internet of Things
begins with your things.
Make the most of systems you already have in place.
Use familiar devices or services in new ways.
Tap into the cloud for better scale and control.
Turn your data into insights.
And insights into results.
It's time to stop running your business.
And start making it thrive.
Because beginning with one thing,
my thing,
your thing,
can change everything.
Welcome to the Internet of Your Things.
So, again, I would recommend look at your business and see what areas do you feel like there's weaknesses. I hear a lot of talking about, oh, the time clock, oh, the employees don't clock in, or the younger employees aren't necessarily responding to emails. There's a lot of technology out there that can help you with that, and they'll be able to understand that a little bit better, whether it's an app that you send out notices, don't forget to clock in and out as soon as they walk into your building, or you set up your calendar that everybody's connected to. Look at your business and pick what areas you feel like maybe you need to change up a little bit, and get out there and look, because there's a ton of possibility, and it really is all connected to this. All right? Thank you so much.